It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. Here's your host, Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your Friday. It is September 29th, 2023, and it also happens to be National Coffee Day. I hope you're enjoying your first cup. With me this morning, I am on cup number 1, guaranteed to be cups number 2 and 3 later today because it's going to be that kind of afternoon. We made it to the end of the week, though, and on this National Coffee Day, it is a super exciting day here on Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. I officially get to thank Scooters Coffee for being our first sponsor. How fitting on National Coffee Day. We have also got an incredibly exciting announcement coming up for you on Monday. You do not want to miss Wake Up Weather Monday morning. Make sure you tune in. I get to announce something really special from our new sponsor, Scooters Coffee. So thank you to Scooters, and thanks for listening early this morning. It's going to be a great day. If you're having your coffee while listening to the show, well, what I have to tell you is that summer-like weather is on the way for the weekend as we get into the weekend forecast. 90 degrees in the forecast. Hot for some. I mean, the weekend's going to be nice. You can get outside, but these are summertime temperatures once again. And with that low sun angle, it does get kind of toasty in the Ozarks. So we are talking about high temperatures near 90 degrees both today and tomorrow. This morning's not too bad. We've got low 60s out there early on as of 5 a.m., but we are going to skyrocket today. I've got mid 80s in the forecast by lunch, and we are heading to the low 90s by the peak heating of the afternoon. So it will be toasty out there. A little preview of your weekend forecast brings more of the same on Saturday and Sunday. More sunshine. I have totally clear skies in the forecast. High temperatures once again, I think hitting 90 on Saturday. Low temperatures, we'll be sitting in the low 60s each morning. On Sunday morning, we're going to be in the low 60s and maybe taking a degree or two off that high temperature forecast for Sunday with a high temperature back into the upper 80s by then. Drought conditions, they're going to be pretty persistent, though, in our northwestern counties here for the next stretch of days because there's no rain in the forecast. Not only today, not only through the weekend, but really through much of the extended forecast, we are dry. We've seen a little bit of improvement in that drought monitor up in some of our northwest counties, but with warm temperatures in the forecast for at least the first week of October, I really think some folks are going to start feeling that dry ground, primarily up in our northwestern counties. We're doing all right now in Springfield, areas along Highway 60 and areas to the south. Well, what we've seen is a whole lot of dry time this week. However, over the weekend, we had soaking rains, flooding rains for many. So we're doing all right in terms of the dry ground. Above average temperatures, though, are in store for at least the first week of October. So keep that in mind as you're kind of looking out at the long range forecast. I don't see a signal for a real push of cold fall air making its way into the Ozarks until probably the second week of October. But that's really when we're going to see things cool off. We'll feel that push of fall cold weather and we'll all be ready to head to the pumpkin patch. We might be sweating it at the pumpkin patch this weekend, but you can't keep us away. It's late September, early October. We'll just be hot. Our pumpkins might be melting by the time we get to Halloween this year. Today, we're looking at 90 for that high temperature. It's a hot one. I've got 90 again on Saturday. There will be maybe a bit of a breeze today, only about 5 miles an hour. The wind direction is out of the south. It stays pretty calm for us over the weekend, too. Numbers on Sunday back into the upper 80s. I have 88 degrees for the high temperature on Sunday. We start to see some cloud cover probably by Tuesday of next week, and it's the middle of next week that we start to see a breakdown in the pattern, and we may be able to introduce some rain chances for you probably by the middle and late parts of next week. Around the country, what's making headlines, I've been telling you about Philippe out in the Atlantic. Not going to be a problem for us here in the United States. Great news. On the move, however, and that's likely going to be passing even through Bermuda back out into open water. So good news there with the tropics. Dangerous surf conditions, however, and rip currents out across coastal California. That's going to be a headline for us over the weekend. If you have any friends or family out on the West Coast, rainfall and locally heavy rain will be making headlines through the weekend for portions of southern New England. While we're here in this heat dome in the Midwest, much of the South feeling like summer Also talking about 90s back for portions of Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas. We are going to be along with those friends to the south in the low 90s ourselves. And then wet conditions are pretty persistent in Florida. It's been a rainy week there, and flooding may be making some headlines as we head into the rest of the week there as well. All right, it is time for the Wake Up Weather Brain Twister question on this Friday. Here's the question that I gave you yesterday. Which of these facts about sharks is actually true? Do you think it is A, that most sharks have bad eyesight? B, blue sharks are not really blue? C, sharks have the same type of teeth? Or D, that sharks have no bones? Well, I saw some right answers over on the Around the Ozarks Facebook page. And if you guessed D, you are correct. Uh, Sharks have no bones. Isn't that wild? I know. I didn't know that either. The others, not true that they have bad eyesight. They actually have really good eyesight. They can catch their prey from quite a distance, which you may have learned if you are a fan of Shark Week, which I think, does that happen pretty soon? No, it's in the spring. Never mind. All right, here is your quiz question that I have for you on Monday. I'll have this answer. Which of the statements about the harvest moon is true? Do you think it is A, that it is always the first full moon in October? B, it is the full moon seen nearest to the autumnal equinox? Or C, it is always a supermoon? Which of these is true about the harvest moon? Let me know what you think. You can take your guess. That happens over on the Around the Ozarks Facebook page. Take your guess there. I will have the answer for you on Monday morning. And I hope everyone has a great weekend, finds a way to stay cool, beat the heat over the weekend with high temps in the 90s and a whole lot of sunshine. And please join me on Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather on Monday morning. A very special announcement from our new sponsor, Scooters Coffee. By the way, today, National Coffee Day, Sunday, International Coffee Day. So we'll be celebrating here with a cup of Scooters all weekend long. And I'll have that special announcement for you coming up on Monday morning. Have a great weekend, and thanks for listening.